What is up, everybody, man? It's your boy T-Time, and we're back with another video today. And today we're going to be doing a realistic rebuild on the Charlotte Hornets in 2K24. Now, this team was very active in the trade deadline, man. They got rid of PJ Washington, got rid of Gordon Hayward, also got rid of Terry Rozier just about 3 weeks ago. So they've been really active at the trade deadline. So let's go over the roster a little bit. Obviously, probably the most important piece on this whole roster is LaMelo Ball. 22 years old, already 88 overall. I think he's one of the most underrated players really on this game and really in the league too as well. Kyle Lowry, who's actually with the Sixers now. I think he just got traded, or they released him and they bought him out today. So that hasn't been changed yet, but we're not keeping him no way. Tre Mann also as well as another little prospect that we could keep as a backup point guard. Seth Curry also as well, a Charlotte kid back home in Charlotte. There's another good depth piece, and that team needs veterans. Mitchell is another one. He was in the OKC trade, I think, as well, that sent Gordon Hayward there. As far as shooting guard, we have Nick Smith Jr., maybe a good prospect to keep. Bryce McGowan's as well. Brandon Miller is probably the second most important piece in this rebuild. We definitely want to continue to build around him and LaMelo. And then Cody Martin is a guy I'm probably going to end up moving on from. He's 28. He's not healthy. He's always hurt. He has a 3-year deal, so we'll probably end up moving on from him. Power forward, Miles Bridges, he had a lot of off-the-field situations, or off-the-court situations in this case. But I think the Hornets might just go ahead and keep him and pay him. He's playing really good right now. And on top of that, they've already took the PR hit. So, I mean, it can't get really any worse than what it already was at this point. Grant Williams would be the reason I think they would not do that, because he's getting paid a lot of money as well. And he's kind of a long-term commitment at this point with that 4-year, $53 million deal. Then we got Bertans as well as just another expiring contract. And then we have JT Thor and then Leaky Black. And then at center, we have Nick Richards. And then also as well, Mark Williams, who's really going to be the real piece we're going to probably be keeping at this position. We might even move on from Richards as early as this season, honestly, to be quite frankly honest with you. And then Nathan Minesh, I might be saying that wrong, but Nash. And I want to go over because I do want to make this kind of realistic. We want to follow these tasks. So I added tasks on here. So one of the tasks here is I like to get some more draft picks in this upcoming draft. That's from Steve Clifford. Cliff, I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. We're probably not keeping you, so it's not really gonna matter anyway. We should flip one of our expirings for Kyle Lowry or Bertan. I mean, that's already gonna happen anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I know we're working on all kind of things, but we want to go on 3-game winning streak. Okay, whatever. Who cares? This team's garbage. We need a win. It doesn't have to be this season, but I expect results in the next few years. And we expect results as well. So these are kind of our tasks. We're going to kind of be fighting to fix these next couple years. And yeah, we'll meet y'all at the end of the season. The end of year 1, Jokic wins most valuable player. I think that's probably going to happen in real life. Rookie of the year goes to Victor. That's probably going to happen in real life as well. Russ wins 6th man of the year. I definitely could see that. Victor also wins defensive player of the year. Jalen Johnson wins most improved. Clutch player of the year goes to Giannis. Coach of the year goes to Tyronn Lue, which I think that should happen in real life as well. And then Zachary Staples, who's like the GM, quote unquote, for the Knicks, wins pretty much GM of the year. Brandon Miller does make all rookie first team along with Jaime Jaquez, Isaiah Thompson, Chet Holmgren, and Victor Wembanyama. So shout out to Brandon Miller. Definitely going to be a part of this rebuild for a long time. At the end of the season, man, we ended the year 20-62. This is absolutely terrible. Down there with the Washington Wizards, down there with the Detroit Pistons. I mean, it's literally a whole 10-game gap between us and 12 and Toronto Raptors. Just absolutely terrible. We were terrible. Let's go look at some of the stats, though, for the season and kind of see how that went. Let's see. All right, so overall, LaMelo, pretty decent season. Played in about 52 games, 23 points per game. 8 assists, 5 rebounds, and almost 2 steals a game. Not mad at that at all. Miles Bridges also had a decent year, 18.7, 6 rebounds, and also as well 2 assists. Brandon Miller, decent year for a rookie as well, pretty much 16 points a game, 4 rebounds per game, 2 assists. Not mad at that. Mark Williams is a guy I need to see more on the field, or on the court in this case. 12 points per game, 10 rebounds, so almost a double-double, pretty much average, and then 1 assist. Nick Richards also as well, 10 a game, 8 a game. So yeah, I mean, there's some talent here. I think the main 2 guys I'm really focused on is LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. And we might even bring Miles Bridges back as well, because he is playing pretty well. So we'll probably try to bring him back. But let's go ahead and sim through the playoffs. So we get a rematch of last year's playoffs. Let's see who wins this thing. And the Nuggets win another ring this year. Congratulations to Jokic. And Jokic brings home league MVP and finals MVP. Just to show you guys, these are the guys who are retiring this year. Some pretty nice size names are getting up on out of here. But yeah, these are the guys who are retiring this season. And we are set up well, you guys. We have the number 2 pick in this next draft. Hopefully, this guy that we draft is a game changer. So we did go ahead and hire a new coach in Logan Smits. So we pretty much cleaned house and completely revamped everything. So should be fun to see what we do going forward. So we are picking number 2 overall. I don't really think we need a point guard. I think we're pretty straight. Now we could move him to 2, I guess, with him being 6'6", if he's there. So maybe Stephon Castle, if we can move him to 2. Yeah, I like Alexander Starr too, but once again, I think Mark Williams is kind of gonna be a vital piece of what we're doing. I think wing is probably what we need the most at this point. Probably a power forward too. We'll look at some of these top prospects here, but I think if I had to choose at this moment, just to be completely honest, it's probably going to be between Alexander Starr, because he's a 79 overall with 8 badges, so I know he's going to be pretty good. Yeah, I think right now we're kind of hoping Starr just falls to us at this point, and then we can figure out what we need to do with Mark Williams going forward. But we'll go ahead and get to the draft at this point. So with the first overall pick, they took the guy we kind of was really focusing on, which was Alexander Starr out of France. And now we are picking at the 2nd overall pick here. We will look at some of these trade offers. We do have 14 of them. Kobe White, no, I really want to go young, honestly. I do like Desmond Bang, but Lauri Markkanen is a good addition. But again, I think I kind of just want to rebuild this from the ground up, honestly. And even though this is not a deep draft, it doesn't hurt to have those rookie contracts that are pretty much not expensive. So we're going to go ahead and take our pick here. Man, there's several places we could go here. We could go Justice Edwards. He looks pretty good. We need, wing help. I do still like him, though, as well. And he has more badges. Do we want to pair him up and maybe move him to shooting guard with, LaMelo? I think that could work. They tried to do that last year with Scoot, though, too. So, again, we might can move this guy to shooting guard, honestly, to be really 6'6". So he has the size. Let's look at Ron Holland a little bit. Small forward, kind of in that Brandon Miller position, though. But now he can play power forward as well. He has 6 badges. Looks like more of a defensive presence. 2-way slasher is what they got him as right now. Let's look at this power forward, too, just in case we do decide to move on from Miles Bridges. I think at this point, what I'm looking at, it's really coming down to either Stephon Castle, and we'll probably end up moving him to shooting guard, Ron Holland, and then also as well, this guy right here. This is who it's coming down to at this point. I think Castle is probably the best overall player. And I think we're going to take Castle here, man. We just need an infusion of talent at this point. So we're going to go ahead and take Castle with our 1st overall pick. Well, 2nd overall pick. All right, man. So taking a look at the picks here, we do take Castle overall at the 2nd overall pick, and he is a 77 overall. We'll probably end up moving him to shooting guard. That's kind of what I'm thinking at this point. I hope his overall doesn't go down. Justin Edwards was another one we were kind of contemplating between. He's a 76 overall. Holland was another one. He was a 77 overall as well. So we'll kind of be watching to see how these guys do at the top. Walters, who they got pretty late in the process at 6, was a 77 overall too. So yeah, definitely some good pieces here, but we'll kind of see what happens. Woo, Isaiah Collier was all the way down here at, man, we might have missed on that. Because he was all the way down here at 16. He looks like he's going to be pretty good. But anyway, we'll go ahead and pick up from kind of seeing who we're going to sign and going forward from there. As far as team options, we are going to pick Mark Williams' option up, but we are going to let JT Thor go ahead and leave, and also as well Bertans as well. We're going to go ahead and give a qualifying offer as well to Amari Bailey. Looking at the cap hole situation going into the offseason here. So obviously, we're not bringing Bertains back. We're going to go ahead and release his hold, and we're also going to release Kyle Lowry as well. I don't think we're bringing JT Thor back. We can release him. Amari Bailey, we will keep. And these younger guys here, we'll probably keep too as well. So we'll kind of keep them just in case we need to go after them. But I think the main thing we kind of want to do this year is try to somehow bring back Miles Bridges. We have a lot of point guards at this point. I kind of want to keep Tre Mann and Seth Curry. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Mitchich. And there's a couple things we could do here. We could add more shooting guard depth, but that's going to pick up in money. We want to get rid of this $7 million. The Knicks are willing to give us a first-round pick. I think we go ahead and do that. Bang, he's out of here. All right, man, so going into free agency, I think we want to go ahead and address what we really kind of want to address. I think we want to get Miles Bridges back. Let's give him a 3-year deal. Let's see if we can lower this money a little bit and try to get him back. I don't want to pay him a lot, but let's still pay him, pretty well too. So let's give him, so we're looking at a 3-year, $22 million per year deal. Or maybe should we hold off a little bit on Miles Bridges? Decisions. I think the Hornets bring him back. I think they bring him back. We already have bird rights on him. I think we go ahead and offer him this deal and kind of see where we stand at this point. Let's see. We're probably his only offer. And there's 94% interest. That's going to be a 3-year deal for $71 million. So that's definitely something to look forward to. Let's see if there's any other guys that we might could add. Is mostly depth pieces because we're going to be building through the draft. We obviously do not want Gordon Hayward back. Grayson Allen wouldn't be a terrible ad, just as like depth behind Terrence Davis also wouldn't be a bad ad. Okoro is on the restricted free agent move, so he's not going to want to do that. I'm a little interested in Grayson Allen, man, on like a 2-year deal. Let's see if we can maybe get that as just good depth. And I think we probably could use, honestly, one more power forward. That's more so just like depth. Center too, honestly. We could use another center here as well. Again, not a starter. More so looking at depth. I do like Jalen Smith, but he's going to cost a little bit. Bo Bull will be a nice little ad. I don't want Tristan Thompson at his age. Thomas Bryant wouldn't be terrible. He's not asking for a lot of money. Let's offer him a contract. And those are going to be the 3 contracts we offer first, and we'll see who all signs. Coming in here on the last day before they accept their offers, it looks like all 3 guys we went after are going to take their offer. So Thomas Bryant, 2-year deal, $9.3 million. Grayson Allen, 2-year deal, $26 million. And then Miles Bridges, which is the bigger one, 3 years, $71 million. I think this is a good give for us right now. We know we want to bring them back, and those are the guys we bring in at first. We'll probably do some more in free agency. We don't have much. We don't have any cap space. We have negative $1 million, but we're going to try to make some things shake here and possibly get some more depth in here. As I kind of like here for power forwards, just as depth. Again, these are not starters that we're looking for, guys. So a couple guys I like. I like Kyle Anderson just because we need a veteran presence on this young team. So I'm definitely thinking about him. Same as well with Javonte Green. He's probably a little better, to be honest, but it looks like Kyle Anderson kind of is more of a scheme fit. We could go Marcus Morris. I just don't think he would go to a bad team like the Hornets. And also as well, if we want to go a little younger but veteran, we could go with Stanley Johnson as well. He's not offering much. He just wants the minimum. And at this point, I think that's the only guy we're really going to go after in free agency. And we're going to pretty much keep our roster, and he signs. So we're pretty much going to keep our roster pretty much the same, but we'll review that next. Looking at the roster for this year, we have LaMelo Ball, Tre Mann, also as well Amari Bailey. Then at shooting guard, we have Stephon Castle, Nick Smith, and also as well Bryce McGowens again. At small forward, we have Brandon Miller, Grayson Allen, Cody Martin, which we're probably going to try to move sometime in this season. We'll see what happens. Power forward, we have Miles Bridges back, Grant Williams, who we probably will try to move as well at some point, and also as well Stanley Johnson. Then we have Nick Richards, also as well Mark Williams, and then Thomas Bryant. So again, this team's still probably not going to be too good. This is going to be a long rebuild here, guys. We're with the Hornets, so we really got to build like through the draft. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started on the season, and we'll maybe meet you halfway through the season. One more thing I forgot, man. We want to go through our task again. So obviously they want us to win the finals in within 2 seasons. We're going to try. I don't know if it's going to happen. The assistant coach, okay, this is just regular. Just make sure, keep your interest up. There's too much fresh talent. We need more veterans. I agree. Let's see what else. Dang, they already want to get rid of Stanley Johnson. He just got in there. So we'll kind of see. We probably will possibly move on from him. We'll see what happens. Get a 3-win winning streak. Keep the audience up. I mean, we can do all these things. I like to get some more picks in the draft. Same here. But yeah, okay. This is kind of where we stand right now on what we're trying to accomplish this season. Let's see if we can get it done. We are at the Christmas Day part of the pace. So not quite halfway through the season, but I'm just so shocked by our record. I just went on ahead and stopped it at Christmas Day. We are 20-10 right now, guys, in the standings. So we actually are second and literally only 2 games out of the first spot. So I kind of want to see what have we done to get here, because this team is really not that good. But so LaMelo Ball having a tremendous season, 27, 5, and 8. Brandon Miller again just having another good season, 16, 4, and also as well 3. Stephon Castle is really doing a good job as a rookie. Pretty much 15 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, and then 5 assists a game. Miles Bridges doing pretty decent as well, 13, 5, and 2. Really good season for Tre Mann too before he got hurt. As a backup point guard, he's doing pretty good. Averaging almost 12 points a game, almost 3 rebounds, and then 2 assists. I mean, that's pretty good. Mark Williams almost averaging a double-double. He's averaging 10 points a game and 9 rebounds. Even Grayson Allen doing pretty good too, as well as like a bench player. 10 and 2 as well. I think that's pretty good. So Grant Williams is just a guy we have to get off this roster. He absolutely stinks. He only has 6 points a game, 2 rebounds. He has to get moved. So I think that's going to be vital to do before the deadline. But I mean, I like where we're at right now. This team is pretty decent for what, I thought was going to be on this team. But this is kind of where we are now. And we're going to probably be making some trades here pretty soon. Together a trade here for Grant Williams and a 2nd-round unprotected pick for Trey Lyles. Honestly, man, we just want Grant Williams gone at this point. It's just not working out. He has not did good. Let's get him on out of here. And let's see if this goes through. We got to add inspection. Bang, it's in there. Here that we didn't take a look at earlier. We don't have a 1st-round pick this year, guys. I think our last year's pick, I think it's going to the Nuggets. I would like to get another 1st-round pick this year. But besides that, we pretty much got 1st-round picks going forward. But I wouldn't mind acquiring another 1st-round pick. So that's something to keep out before the trade deadline. We're right before the trade deadline. I just want to take a look at this team right here. I mean, we have a lot of scorers at this point. We have a lot of scorers. Look at LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Stephon Castle, who we just drafted, Miles Bridges, even Tre Mann coming off the bench giving us 12 points a game. I mean, this is a solid team, bro. I'm a little surprised on how good we are, to be quite frankly honest. We added some good veterans, some good depth pieces, and even Trey Lyles is giving us more than what, Grant Williams was for less money. So I definitely love that. But we are going to probably try to make some trades here next. Man, so we talked about it a few minutes ago. Cody Martin is a guy I definitely want to move on from. He's 29. He has not performed well. We're going to give up him and a 2nd-round pick for Matisse Thybulle, good defensive piece. Let's see if this goes through. Bang. A little younger here, man. So we're going to go ahead and trade Stanley Johnson and a 2025 2nd overall pick, which pretty much means we will not have a draft pick in this draft, for Hunter Tyson. I think he's going to be a good developmental guy. And once again, we do need backup power forward depth. So I'm going to go ahead and make this trade happen. Bang. So in year 2, Jokic wins again, most valuable player of the year. Sarr, who we did want, does win rookie of the year. Cam Thomas went 26 a game pretty much. 25.7 points a game. He went crazy. 6 Man of the Year goes to Cam Thomas. Good for him. Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year. Most Improved goes to Isaiah Jackson. Clutch Player of the Year goes to Anthony Edwards, who averaged 30. Lord goodness. And then also as well, Coach of the Year goes to the OKC coach. And then also as well, Executive of the Year goes to them as well. Going over the NBA first team, man, I don't think we have any Hornets here. Yeah, we don't have any Hornets here. Now, we do have LaMelo Ball at All-NBA 3rd team, so that is a step of improvement there. Love that for LaMelo, man. Good season for him, too, man. 23, about what he's been doing the last couple of seasons now. We kind of need him to take one more step, but still pretty good season for him overall. I don't think... Oh, Castle. Okay, cool. So Castle makes all defensive 2nd team, so that's what's up. Didn't think he was going to be there. All rookie team, Castle's there as well. So shout out to him. All rookie team as well. So that should pretty much do it. And I believe we are the number 2 seed. And we are. So we're the number 2 seed. In and out the year, I believe and we'll go check this real quickly here. Yeah, so we ended out the year 53-29, so probably the best record the Hornets have had in a long, long time. Let's look at some of the stats for each player, though, before we get into the playoffs. And so, like we already talked about, LaMelo Ball had 23, 5, 8, pretty good for him. Brandon Miller had 16, 4, 3, love that for him. Miles Bridges had 15, 5, and 2. Stephon Castle should have been up for Rookie of the Year, too, because he averaged 15 points as well. 15, 5, and 4. And then Tre Mann had 12, 3, and 3. And then Mark Williams had 10, 9, 9. 10, 9, and 1, excuse me. And then Grayson Allen had 10 points as well. So pretty decent season from our like main core guys. And I think the core going forward really is going to be LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Bridges, and Stephon Castle. Those are the 4 guys we kind of want to keep throughout this rebuild. But we'll go ahead and get to the playoffs now. All right, man, so in the first round of the playoffs, we have the Atlanta Hawks. I kind of want to see what they have on the roster here just to kind of take a look. It's probably most of the same. Yeah, Trae Young, DeJounte, Bogey. Yeah, same team. They do have Gordon Hayward now, former Hornet. They did pick up Harrison Barnes as well. Sadiq Bey, Jalen Johnson. I mean, pretty much same crew. No Capella this time. But pretty much essentially the same crew. Let's see how we do here. We're going to sim game by game here. We get game 1. We get game 2. They get game 3. They get game 4. Oh no, they get game 5. And they boot us out after round 1. So the Hornets still don't find a way to get past round 1. The Hawks knocked them out, and that's kind of disappointing, man, that we got knocked out, man. I'm not gonna lie. We do get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Western Conference Finals MVP, and then Eastern Conference is going to be Evan Mobley. And now we'll just kind of sim this while we're here. And the Cleveland Cavaliers win a title, first title since Bron has left. Evan Mobley, Finals MVP. Hey man, so these are some of the guys that are retiring this season. Conley, Kyle Lowry is gone. Brook Lopez, Thaddeus Young, Gordon Hayward, a couple other ones, but those are kind of like the bigger names that are going to be heading out. Also as well, Greg Popovich finally decides to hang it up as well. What I normally do is with the rules, I normally just, whatever comes up and is approved, I let it be approved. So this says draft lottery. The top 3 picks are done via random weighted draw. The remaining lotto picks are determined by team record. So that's kind of huge because now after the top 3 picks, it's going to be similar to the NFL. So that's going to be really interesting to see. So yeah, we got that new rule added in. And so this is pre-draft. Like I said, we don't have a draft pick in this draft, and I think it's probably going to stay that way because I don't really see anybody I want to give up, just to be quite frankly honest. And I don't think we'll get a first-round pick for. I would be with giving up McGowan's. I don't think you get a first-round pick for him or a pick really at all for him. I like Grayson Allen. I'm definitely not giving up Miller. I'm not giving up Bridges. He's going to be on an expiring contract. I'm not giving up Tyson because we just traded for him. Now, Nick Richards is interesting because we know we're going to bring back Mark Williams and we know we have Thomas Bryant. So would Nick Richards move the needle? I don't think he would. Not to get a first round pick, at least. I don't think he would. Let's just see what he would kind of command. I don't think a first round pick. A protected first round. I don't really see the need of really. Whoa, the Lakers are willing to give up a first round pick for this guy? Hold on. Wait a minute, you guys. The Los Angeles Lakers are willing to give up the 12th pick overall for Nick Richards. I mean, this is a no-brainer, right? Chat, like this is this is a no-brainer. Bro, hold on. I gotta make sure this is real. I'm sorry, guys. This caught me off guard. I didn't think we were gonna get a first round pick for Nick Richards. Which he did do good, but man, if we can get the 12th overall pick, I feel like that's a steal for Nick Richards. Again, like, I'm sending that in. I'm sorry, guys. Like, he's a Laker. Good for him. But we get the 12th overall pick, so we actually do have draft collateral now in this draft, which does change things. I'm going to take one more look and see if they gave that up. Let's just at least see what we would get for Bryce McGowan's. Because if they're willing to give up that, I mean, Milwaukee's willing to give up a first in the future for McGowan's. I don't want Clay. His contract is just too big. I do like Bogey, but not at that cost or giving up that pick. The Lakers are really wanting to give up first-round picks. They're willing to give me Bryce. Yeah, I might. Man, I might have to take this because I think the Lakers will be terrible by then. Now, granted, this will be after our rebuild, but still, though, the Mavericks are willing to give up a first round pick for Bryce McGowan. Yeah, Bryce McGowan, you might be getting moved, buddy. I didn't think you were, but I think we're going to move on from you. So we're going to go ahead and send him to Dallas. I think that just makes the most sense at this point. Unprotected. Bryce McGowan's. Sorry, buddy, but we need the draft capital. We appreciate you, though. Well, I had to record this. I'm sorry. Kawhi Leonard gets traded to the Jazz now, and they pick up Liam McNeil. So that's crazy. Trade back to back. So the Bulls are getting De'Aaron Fox in this and a first round pick, and then the Bulls are giving up DeRozan in this pick. So the Kings are going to be moving up here and getting Bryson Tucker. This is insane. All right, man. So we are here at 12, man. So there's a lot of talent here that I like. Obviously, this Jalil Bethea guy, he looks to be pretty good. We don't really need shooting guard though, which that's kind of the problem. We really kind of need center depth at this point. We could just get that in free agency now though. So we could just go BPA here and take the best player available, which looks to be Jalil Bethea at this point. I think Ian Jackson's going to be pretty good as well, the way it looks here. What's his ceiling? Yeah, so he has a starter ceiling. What about Bethea? Starter ceiling as well. I feel like you really can't go wrong with either one of them. They both look to be around the same. I think Mookie Cooks is a good player as well, but he does have bench floor, so we got to kind of see how that plays out. Small forward. Hold on now. Drake Powell. Now, this guy looks kind of intriguing as well. I'm almost wanting to take Drake Powell here, guys. Yeah, we need more wing help as well. We really don't need a shooting guard. That's the real problem. And this guy is a point guard, shooting guard. We kind of already got that with our last pick last year. And then this guy could go small. So, yeah, I think we're going to go Drake Powell here with this pick. And I'm not mad at it. He gets to stay in the state of North Carolina. Welcome to Charlotte, Drake Powell. Team player options we will be picking up. We'll be picking up Brandon Miller, also as well Mark Williams, and then also as well we'll be picking up Nick Smith. And it looks like Matisse Thybulle already accepted his player option. We're going to go ahead and let Amari Bailey walk, but we are going to keep Tre Mann. All right, man, going into free agency here, man, we really have negative millions in cap room, but we do have some cap holes here. I think we're going to go ahead and probably say bye to Amari Bailey and also as well Trey Lyles as well. Room to work with here. I'm trying to think about guys that we possibly could use on our roster, so we're going to go look at our roster real quickly. We definitely need a backup point guard, even though Tre Mann's probably going to come back. We need money for him. I kind of like this tandem at shooting guard. Small forward, we had a lot of guys at small forward. I wonder could we move off of either Grayson or Matisse Thybulle. Yeah, let's try to move off one of these small forwards. We'll work on that next. Power forward, like what we got there. Center, we could probably use another center as well. But we're going to probably try to move Thybulle next. All right, man, so the Spurs are willing to give up a 2026 first-round pick, which will be next year's draft for Matisse Thybulle. We're going to go ahead and send that in. Bang. It does create some room for us to kind of work in free agency a little bit here. So that does create some things for us. I think we get Terrence Mann back, so I'm not really concerned about that. We do need a little bit of center help as far as just depth again. I do like Kevon Looney. I think this might be a guy we could bring in on a year deal. Let's see if we could try to bring a guy like, we need another power forward too, kind of. We don't want Caleb Martin back again. We just had Trey Lyles. We could go David Baisley here. Darius Baisley, excuse me. That would be a good ad. He's not asking for much money. I kind of like this actually even better. Let's give him a 2-year deal. $14 million roughly. We're not going to be paying a whole bunch of guys a lot of money, as you can already kind of see. We're just going to be kind of adding depth. Let's see, who else is here I could use? I do like Cam Reddish, but not at that price, though. We'll give him a 1-year deal, and let's kind of see what happens there. So Kevin Looney's down to come. Reddish is down to come. I think I'm cool with getting both of those guys, but we'll see how everything pans out on the next step of free agency. And also as well, Cam Reddish. Now we just kind of need point guard depth. Do we want Devontae Graham to come back and run it back one more time with the Hornets? Dennis Smith Jr. is another one that could low-key run it back with the Hornets. Again, We know Tre Mann's going to be the guy. We just need another kind of guy behind him even. I kind of like DeLon Wright. He gives us a veteran presence. We need an older presence. I'm not mad at bringing him in. Let's try to see if we can bring him in. And we do end up getting Tre Mann back on the qualifying offer, so good for us. And looking at the roster going into year 3, we have LaMelo Ball, Tre Mann, DeLon Wright as a backup. Then we have Castle, Nick Smith Jr., and Cam Reddish. Then at small forward, we have Brandon Miller, who's now 87 overall, by the way, Grayson Allen, and Drake Powell. And then at power forward, we have Miles Bridges and also as well Hunter Tyson. And then at center, we have Mark Williams, Kevon Looney, and then Thomas Bryant again another year. I really like this roster. I don't know if we're going to win any like championships, but these two guys are going to be pivotal to whatever we do. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the season started, and we'll probably stop again at Christmas. All right, man, so coming into this season right here, man, halfway through, LaMelo Ball is averaging 18 points a game, 8 rebounds. Stephon Castle's averaging 18.4 and 5. Brandon Miller's also averaging 18.4 and 5. Miles Bridges has took a little bit of a step back, but I think it's more so because Castle is playing so well. He's averaging 15 and 5. Tre Mann, not Terrence Mann. Tre Mann is averaging 13 and 2. Mark Williams averaging 10 and 10 really, so he's pretty much averaging a double-double. Grayson Allen took a step back. Drake Powell's averaging 8 and 2, excuse me. So not the best season from us as far as, everybody getting points and rebounds and stat-wise, but we're still kind of holding ground. Really need LaMelo to go ahead and take that next step, though. So we're going to go ahead and facilitate a trade here. We're going to give up Grayson Allen, who hasn't done well this season and is an expiring contract anyway, in a first-round pick to get Kevin Huerter, and also as well their pick is first round as well from Chicago. Bang. Deadline, I think we're going to kind of stay steadfast. I think we're going to keep LaMelo, obviously, keep Brandon Miller, keep Mark Williams. Now, I am a little interested to see kind of what happens with Miles Bridges because he has taken a little bit of a step back. We're going to keep Stephon Castle. We're going to keep Kevin Looney. We're going to keep pretty much everybody here. We're not going to trade anybody at the deadline. The only trade we've done was the Kevin Huerter trade, and that was getting rid of Grayson Allen. We got most valuable player, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Rookie of the Year is going to go to Cooper Flagg at Houston. Matt Blease is going to get Sixth Man of the Year. Victor, Defensive Player of the Year. Noklea Topic is going to get Most Improved. Anthony Edwards, Clutch Player of the Year. And then again, OKC is going to get Coach of the Year and GM of the Year. All right, man. LaMelo Ball does show up as third team All-NBA, but he's hurt again. So that kind of puts a big damper on our playoff hopes. That we did make the playoffs, and we'll go over that in a second. I'm just trying to see that any of our rookies made it. Yep, Drake Powell made second team. Good for him. Yeah, let's see. So that really stinks that LaMelo's out for the season. Let's go look at the stats that he had before. So he was averaging 28 and 5 or 4 pretty much. Brandon Miller was averaging 17 or almost 18, 3 and 3. And then Castle was averaging 17 or 18, 5 and 5. So, or 6 and 5. Miles Bridges 14. Yeah, Miles Bridges might be a guy we move on from, honestly, to be real with you. He just hasn't really improved the way I would have thought he'd improved. Nick Smith Jr. has actually been pretty good for us. 10 and 2, honestly. Also as well, Powell, who was a rookie this year, went 10, 2 and 1, so I'm not mad at that. And he didn't start in any games this year, so I think that's a plus. But let's go ahead and get to the playoffs. I don't think we're going to make it past the first round again, probably. Because Cade Cunningham was actually really good this season. Let's see if we can get past the first round. They get game 3. Oh, we get game 3, excuse me. They get game 4. We get game 5. Okay, we do make it past the first round, so that is a plus. We make it past the first round. I love to see that. I think this is probably where we end, though, to be honest with you. Okay, no, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, what's going to happen? We make it to the Eastern Conference Finals without LaMelo. So this is insane. Brandon Miller had a pretty good game. Miles Bridges stepped up. All right, so we are in with the 76ers now in the Eastern Conference Finals. I did not think we were going to be here without LaMelo. Man, if we had LaMelo, we probably would win this thing. Philly gets game 1, they get game 2. We get game 3. We get game 4. Hold on. They get game 5. Okay, we're out. We made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, though, without LaMelo. I'm pretty impressed with that. We got Oklahoma City, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's Western Conference Finals MVP. And then we had Joel Embiid as Eastern Conference Final MVP. And let's see who wins this title. And it's going to be the Sixers and Joel Embiid getting the title. And also as well, Tyrese Maxey's final MVP. And so LeBron James finally hangs it up. Chris Paul finally hangs it up as well. Russell Westbrook finally hangs it up. Kevin Durant finally hangs it up at the age of 37. Jrue Holiday, James Harden with the Raptors, he hangs it up. Klay Thompson finally hangs it up. So this is a big one. There's a lot of guys hanging it up. Blake Griffin. I mean, it's a lot of guys hanging it up here. So yeah, it's gonna be a big, year for retirements. All right, but look at this Hall of Fame class. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Chris Paul, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. Absolutely insane class. That is insane. There's going to be a lot of jersey retirements too. Look at this. Russ is getting his stuff retired at OKC. Chris Paul's getting his stuff retired with the Clippers. LeBron's going to probably get his retired at all four places. He's getting retired at the Heat, Cavs, and Lakers. Yeah, I figured that. And then Klay Thompson's getting his jersey retired with the Golden State Warriors. And then Kevin Durant's getting his jersey retired with the Oklahoma City Thunder. So that's crazy. And I don't make the rules. They just come up with them. So again, we're going to switch the rules again. It says division winner will get a top 3 playoff seed in each conference based on record. So we're going to let that go through and abolish the trade deadline, which means you're going to be able to trade whenever in the whole season. I kind of like that. Let's do it. All right, as you can see, we have the number 2 pick, which we got in that Brooklyn trade there. So we have the number 2 pick still. We also have the number 16 pick here, and we also have 25. So I'm really curious. We might trade all these picks and go get a superstar. Maybe. We'll see. But I am a little curious if we can just trade all these picks because we're kind of in win now mode. We got enough young talent. It's time to actually go win. So we might put all 3 of these picks together and go get a superstar. All right, so we are now up to pick. We tried to trade this pick several times, and it just did not work out. But I'm looking at Cameron Boozer, the son of Carlos Boozer, and he kind of fits the bill for what I want. We kind of want to get rid of Miles Bridges anyway. Cameron Boozer, man, welcome to Charlotte, man. All right, man, so we're up again at 16. We have several picks in this draft. And you already know who I'm looking at. We're going to put the brothers together, I'm thinking. Cannon Boozer and also as well Carlos Boozer's other son, Cameron Boozer. Both of the Boozer boys on the same team. Let's do it. All right, man. So we have another pick in our first round, but we're actually going to trade this pick for Philly's unprotected pick next year. Let's go ahead and send that in. Bang. All right, man. Obviously, we're keeping our first 2 picks. We're both of the Boozer brothers, Cameron Boozer, and also as well Caden Boozer. We'll be keeping both of those guys. Coming up with the team options, obviously, we're picking up Brandon Miller. Obviously, we're picking up Stephon Cassell, Nick Smith Jr. We're going to pick him up as well, and Hunter Tyson. We're also going to send a qualifying offer for Mark Williams as well. All right, man. So the Kings actually reached out and offered him a 2-year deal for $59 million. We went on ahead and matched that. So now Mark Williams is probably going to be going for, in year 4, part of the core. We bring in Brandon Boston here just as a dead piece. We're also going to bring in TJ McConnell just as backup depth. We also bring in KCP on a veteran minimum deal just to have some depth here and also as well, some veteran presence. All right, man. So coming into year 4 of the Hornets rebuild, we have LaMelo Ball, Caden Boozer as his backup. Then TJ McConnell just his old depth piece. And then at shooting guard, we have Stephon Cassell, Nick Smith as a good backup, and then Caldwell Pope. Then at small forward, we have Brandon Miller, who's now 90 overall, Drake Powell, and also as well Brandon Boston Jr. Then at power forward, we have Miles Bridges still, which we might actually end up moving off this deal because now we have Cameron Boozer. So we actually might end up moving off Bridges. We probably will move off Bridges actually at some point. And then at center, we have Mark Williams, Looney, and also as well Thomas Brown. We brought him back as well. So this is a pretty good team, man. This is a pretty good team. We got 2 guys over 90 at this point, or at 90. So, I mean, I'm expecting us to kind of go ahead and get over the hump at this point. Man, so we are at the Christmas Day spot where we always pause at. We're 23-7 right now, just a game and a half outside of first place in the East behind the Pacers. We're having a tremendous season this year. I kind of don't want to trade anybody because we're playing so well, but we'll kind of see. But let's look at what we got going on here. So LaMelo Ball's averaging 23, 5, and 10. Great year so far. Brandon Miller, 19, 3 and 3. Cassell, 14, 5 and 5. Boozer on rookie year, 16, 7-5 or 4. Miles Bridges is still doing pretty good though, even though he's kind of at a backup role now. He's still playing pretty well. 12-4-2. So this is the guy I was kind of thinking about trading, but now I kind of don't really want to trade him. Drake Powell having a pretty good season too as well. 12-3 and 12-4-1. And then Nick Smith also as well doing pretty good at a backup position, averaging 11 points a game. Now I do kind of expect a little bit more from Mark Williams. Now he is giving me 10 rebounds a game, but only 8 points. But we do have a lot. I mean, all these guys up here are scorers, so I'm not really that mad at it. But let's go ahead and kind of see what we're gonna do going forward. We may push a trade through, but we'll see. Let's try to get up to the trade deadline or close to it. All right, man. So we're proposing this trade here. Mark Williams is outraged, so he wants out. But I think we're getting a better player here, to be quite frankly honest. I mean, look at the averages, man. 15 a game, 12 rebounds, and he's only giving us 8 a game, 10 rebounds. We do give up Brandon Boston Jr., but he was a backup anyway. And then we just pick up Sabian Lee, who will basically just be depth. Bang. All right, man. At the end of the regular season of year 4, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, MVP. Bronny James wins Rookie of the Year. So I know y'all probably like, how? We like 3 years in. He was sent to the G League for a while. And they brought him up, and he went crazy. So I just wanted to let y'all know that's how he's Rookie of the Year. Matt Belez, 6th Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama, pretty much going to get this every year, Defensive Player of the Year. Most Improved goes to Trey Johnson. Clutch Player of the Year goes to Paolo Banchero. Then we actually get Coach of the Year, but we don't get Executive of the Year. How does that make sense? We get Coach of the Year, but we don't get Executive of the Year. Now, granted, we do have the same exact record, and they actually finished first. We finished second. But still, though, I think that's just crazy in my opinion. Anyway, these are the people that made, first team All-NBA. Shai made it, Luka, Jokic. Yeah, I mean, same crew of characters pretty much at this point. Now, LaMelo Ball does get in at second team All-NBA. A couple other people here, not really concerned. Really just looking for the Hornets that have made it. Cameron Boozer does get in first team all rookie, so I'm cool with that. And then we get Caden Boozer actually gets in at second team already. So both of the Boozer brothers get in, and that's where we stand right now. And we are number 2 in the seed. So yeah, we'll see y'all when the playoff games kick off. One more thing before the playoffs end. Y'all know I like to show y'all the stats. So shout out to LaMelo Ball. He played in all 82 games this season. 21, 9, and 5. I like that for him. Brandon Miller, 17, 4, and 3. Boozer, 15, 7, and 5. Durham was a really good addition to us. 15, 11, and 1. And Castle, who got hurt and is out for a couple weeks, he had 15, 5, and 5 also as well. Miles Bridges still kept up with the 12 points per game. Nick Smith also made some plays too as well. But yeah, that's kind of where we stand at this point going into the playoffs. So in the first round of the playoffs, guess who we get? Bronny James and his Brooklyn Nets. So let's see how we do in this series. We get game 1. We get game 2. We get game 3. Sweep. We sweep them. So we done with that. Let's go ahead and get to Washington now. Let's see what we can do here. We get game 1. We get game 2. We get game 3. We get game 4, fellas. Come on, man. Can we bring it home? We got Detroit. We get game 1. They get game 2, though. They get game 3. This is not looking good. Okay, we do tie it back up. They do get game 4. Okay, this is a game all out to 6. And we get to the finals. Eastern Conference Finals MVP LaMelo, Anthony Edwards, so the 1 and 2 in the draft a couple years ago, are now going to be going up against each other in the finals. Can we get a ring? This is the end of the video, guys, if we get a ring right here. We get game 1, excuse me. We get game 2. We get game 3, guys. I think this is the end of the video. We sweep. Your Charlotte Hornets are the champions of the world in the NBA, and LaMelo Ball wins a finals MVP averaging 28 and 10, bro. We finally get over the hump and win a ring, and that is going to be the end of the video, guys. Thank y'all for sticking in there with us today on this video, man. We did the rebuild in 4 years, and we get a ring in Charlotte, man. If you like this type of content, man, please subscribe. We're going to do some more. And get in the comments, too, if you want to see another team's rebuild on 2K, Madden, any of that. Appreciate y'all's love and support.